flight. He's got a step. As Abdallahi got one more move. It's Robinson on the inside. Abdallahi battling for the German national record. He's going to get the record and the win here at the 10. Tremendous.
1, 2, 3.
And you saw that Hoka quartet right together. So national records here on the line. Here we watched Singh dive at the line to break that 27-minute barrier a year ago. So you know that's on his mind. So also want to keep an eye.
A national champion in the steeple for Germany.
Right, yeah. Also want to keep an eye on Frederick Rupert, the German national record holder in the steeple. He ran 8:01 and won the Diamond League final last year. Comes all the way out here to run the 10,000. He's run 28:59 on the roads, essentially a debut. So very intriguing. Big step up in distance here.
Yeah, I think Nia said it really well in that interview. Is it the year of the side quest? We've kind of seen that. There's no World Outdoors on the calendar, so a lot of athletes trying different things. Steeplechasers in the 10,000. We saw it with Rodenfels in the previous race. We saw Houlihan, who's never run a 10,000, move up to the 10. And we saw Gabby Jennings win that 1,500. Granted, she's run some pretty dang good 1,500s, but she's also the 5th fastest American steeplechaser of all time. So a lot of athletes trying new things here. What a great opportunity to hear it up to 10.
We are underway in the Hoka men's 10,000. Pace lights scheduled to go at 27 flat and 27:30. Callum Elson and Dylan Jacobs are two pacers. You see them up front at the moment. Kai Robinson right behind. So Robinson hasn't run a serious 10,000 in several years since his college days. Been primarily focused on the 5K. Had a great indoor 3K a year ago, where he's a silver medalist representing Australia. But Elson on this pace, they're at 64 through 400 meters.
So let's talk about those pace lights for a minute. We're going to have two sets again, similar to some earlier races. So those blue lights up front, I want you to kind of ignore those. Those are for the pacers. They are running at the same pace as the green light, but they're just a little bit ahead to give the pacers some space. But the green light, right where that blue switches to the green, that's 27 flat. That's what a lot of these athletes have looked for. I don't think any athlete in this field has broken 27 flat before. Golbir Singh ran 27 flat point. Ahmed was a little bit farther behind that last year. And then we're going to have those white lights back at 27:30. So we'll start to see that separate as we get deeper in those races. And you see that kind of second set of blue lights also for the pacers. We have two sets of pacers here, 27 flat, 27:30.
Just saw Singh pop out of the group and jump on the heels of Kai Robinson to get on that sub 27 train. So Woody Kincaid sits in about 12th place, former winner here 2 years ago, sub 27, to lock in his Olympic standard.
Yeah, Kincaid's really been a mainstay here at the 10. This is his 4th race here. He's been to as many 10s as I have, which not a lot of people have. So he's a 2-time U.S. champion in the 10,000. I mean, if you've ever seen Kincaid run before, you know he is known for that famous finishing kick. So really up to him on whether he can get in position to use it. But if he's around late, keep an eye on him.
Also curious about Mike Foppen from the Netherlands. Has shown tremendous range, an Olympic finalist in 5,000 meters, the national record holder at that distance, has run 59:10 in the half marathon, hasn't run a 10K in 4 years. And so Foppen is towards the front of the chase group at this point. We're out in 2:14, or make it 2:09 up front. Elson back-to-back 64 highs. So Foppen could be a player here.
Yeah, Elson doing a really good job pacing up front. I want to talk about him for a minute because he's one of my favorite stories in the sport. British athlete, was a soccer player, football as they call it over there, of course, for most of his career. Got into running up pretty late and just kind of wanted to see how he could challenge himself. He ran at a small Division II school in the NCAA. I watched him run a mile, I think, in his senior year, and I looked at him and I went, man, that kid has some unbelievable ability. And I can back myself up because I DM'd him, talked to him for a little while, and he has just gotten better and better and better as he's entered the professional level. Had a little bit of a struggle with injury last year, but he's a world medalist in 353 miler, also building a professional group. He's the Distance Project on Instagram. One of the best follows from just a guy who loves running, loves the sport, and is into building things around it, not just kind of being focused on himself. And you can see that coming through his personality as he's obviously helping a lot of guys run faster tonight.
And it's great to see these packs still primarily together as we approach 1,600 meters. The main group, or the front group, at 4:19. That chase pack, the front of it at 4:23.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of separation. 7 guys in this lead pack, including the pacer. So Elson's your pacer. You got Kai Robinson. You got Gulveer Singh, who we highlighted before, the Indian national record holder, trying to break 27 flat. Maxamed Cabdillaahi from Nike. He's run very, very fast before. Ahmed Mohamed trying to get under that 27 flat barrier as well. And then Kotaro Shinohara rounding out that top 7.
We've got pacing on both of our groups, which is really helping to set the tone here.
Yeah, Jacob's right there helping Elson out in that front group. Then it's Robinson, Singh, Mohamed, and Shinohara all in that lead group.
So the 64 highs continue. 5:23 at 2K up front for Elson.
Yeah, Elson doing a really good job of keeping this thing smooth. I think that's one of the hardest things for pacers to do. It's not just about running the time, it's about running it evenly, making sure that the guys behind you are working as little as possible to try to maintain that pace. I think Elson's doing a really good job here. I will say I ran into him downstairs and he asked me to vouch for a pay raise for him on the mic, so hopefully he's comfortable with what I'm saying, but he is doing a good job up front.
Yeah, we love it when the pacers show up. Dylan Jacobs coming back after a fine 1,500. Massive lifetime best. Put some work in here for the whole race, particularly his teammate Kai Robinson.
Yeah, you see that a lot with the OAC guys. They really like kind of coming back and doing a little extra work after races. And hey, if you're going to do that already, why not go help out your athlete, your teammate Robinson behind him? We're seeing a little bit of a gap start happening. Shinohara maybe losing a meter or two. This will be interesting because he's really only got about 50, 60 meters to that chase group. That's pretty much all together in the peloton, let's call it. And I think, you know, if he starts struggling here, that chase group's going to catch him pretty quickly.
So Elson steps off, leaving it to Dylan Jacobs.
So I'm sure this is nice for Robinson. He's probably used to sitting behind Jacobs in workouts. They probably trade off a good bit. Having a teammate up in front of you, knowing he's trying to set you up, and also, especially at the caliber of athlete like Dylan Jacobs, you know it's going to be smooth, you know it's going to be even. So really good position for these guys.
So Kai Robinson, early in his professional career, a ton of international experience, been on the world team a couple of times, indoors and outdoors for Australia. Stepping up in distance from his primary 5,000 meter event and on that 27 flat pace.
So Kevin, you and I have done this race over and over and over again. This is the smallest field we've seen at this point in the race, in the men's race. Usually you still have a lot of guys still in the mix, but we only have 4 racers left in that lead pack. We got Robinson in second position. We've got Singh in third. We have Mohamed in fourth. And Maxamed Cabdillaahi, rather Mohamed's all the way back in fifth. You got Maxamed Cabdillaahi in fourth. You got Ahmed Mohamed in fifth. Similar name, sorry, getting a little bit confused there, but Ahmed Mohamed, he's the athlete we highlighted on the front of the show, one of the notable Americans here at Flow Track Night in America. Moved to Portland from Ethiopia in middle school, we all know Portland's a running hub. He found his way into the sport, earned a scholarship to Boise State, finished his career out at Florida State, and has really had a fantastic professional career once he found NAZ Elite. Doing a lot of work with Jack Mulaney and Jenna Reed, excellent coaches there out in Flagstaff. He wants to break this 27-minute barrier. This is the year of breaking goals. We talked about it on the top. He missed a lot of goals last year, missed a lot of teams by one spot, missed breaking 27 flat. He started this year off strong with making the U.S. half team. Wants to keep the momentum rolling with a 27 flat, or sorry, a sub 27 attempt here today.
Yeah, and my sense is that maybe we get Jacobs through 4K. If he gets to 5K, that would be fantastic. But then what happens to the front four once Jacobs comes off? Because I can't see him going into the second half of the race.
I think you're right, and that's going to be really interesting. I think the unspoken agreement here is it's going to have to be Kai Robinson that takes some of the lead, right? His teammates up front, Robinson's in that next position. When Jacobs steps off, it's going to be Robinson that's expected to keep the train rolling. But they're in a really good position right here on those green lights, that 27 flat. All these guys benefiting off it, but there's going to be a big decision point here in the next couple laps.
And if Kai Robinson or whoever in the front presses the pace, then what does that mean as we get to 7K, 8K? As we start to see a gap here, Singh coming back a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting. They really haven't accelerated up front, but you're right. Singh kind of lost a step there. Maxamed Cabdillaahi obviously feeling good because he goes right into that third position. You know what I was worried about there? Maxamed didn't really make much of a response. I'm curious whether he was just being super patient or whether he's not feeling good either. I mean, he's still right on Singh. I don't know if maybe Singh got a little bit of a cramp, but I mean, you don't like seeing that happen this early in the race. There's still a lot of running to be done.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of winced a little bit, like something wasn't quite right, but still in that train and maybe working through whatever it is. I just will have to say Kai Robinson looks particularly good right now. So he is cruising. I mean, he's, like you said, he's in that real comfort zone with Jacobs. They both went to the on squad at the same time, same class, so to speak. So Kai, we're kind of keeping an eye on Singh. He's still right there in that group, but looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure Singh has been thinking about this race all year. He came so close to that 27-minute barrier, but unfortunately tonight we're looking at him. He's one of our featured athletes. He does look like he's in pain. He's grimacing pretty hard. As you guys mentioned, it looks like he might have caught a cramp or something. It's definitely a different stage for him. He's up front as opposed to working in the pack this year, so we'll see if he can stick around.
Yeah, Kai, we're going to have to see. Time's going to tell here for Singh. So he's in a great group. We just hope that this can continue.
Yeah, Robinson looking very good in that second position. He's obviously used to running out in California after doing his collegiate career at Stanford. Two-time NCAA champion in the 5K and the 10K. I think he was the first to do the double since Ches. Still holds a lot of Stanford school records, not too far from here, and looking very, very strong up front. Is it surprising to see a Stanford grad leading a 10,000 meters? You've seen that before?
It has happened before, and I think what we were looking for in Shelby was that relaxed look that Kai Robinson is demonstrating, where Shelby kind of had to put some work in, maybe more than she expected.
Yeah, very true. And you're starting to see the sweat off Jacobs, and a little bit of space starting to happen there. Again, it's Singh who kind of winces a little bit. Big decision point here for Maxamed. If he wants to be in position to win this race, he needs to get up, I think, on Maxamed Cabdillaahi right now. He needs to not let this gap open up. It's only going to get harder with every second, but that decision's not happening right here. Maxamed Cabdillaahi looking over his shoulder. There's the decision from Ahmed. Maybe a second or two late. He's going to have a little bit of extra work to do. Didn't quite sense that moment, or maybe was just a little checked out. Now he's going to have to work his way up to Singh, which, you know, it doesn't look that hard. It doesn't look like a lot of space, but they're running 64, 65 seconds a lap. Pretty tough to make an acceleration off of that.
Cabdillaahi, one of the best 5,000 meter runners in the world in recent years. He's run 12:53, an Olympian at that distance and the national record holder in Germany. So we are coming into 5,000 meters right on 13:29. That's a fine double by Dylan Jacobs today. Thank you, sir, for bringing this race through. So Robinson, Muhammad, or Cabdillaahi rather, and Muhammad, and a gap to Singh. Singh just hasn't been able to battle through that obstacle.
And that was a really pivotal moment, Kevin, and you pointed it out. It didn't look that pivotal, right, because nothing really happened, but that's what needed to happen here for this 10,000 to work out. Jacob stepped off the track. Sometimes when the pacer steps off the track, you see a little bit of hesitation from the rest of the guys, kind of, ooh, I don't know who wants to take this. I don't want to be the guy. But Kai Robinson said, I don't care, I'll be the guy. That was my teammate that did the work. I'll keep it rolling. And Kai did not lose a step, keeping it rolling. And I think Singh has actually been hoping maybe that when the pacer stepped off, things would stay on, and he's losing that space, about a 20-meter gap on our top three, Robinson, Cabdillaahi, and Muhammad. And then behind Singh, you have about 40 to 50 meters to the rest of the field. You're looking at the back of the pack there for a moment. Those are your leaders right there, and about 60 meters behind that, a little bit ahead of the white lights, which are 27:30. You have a pretty strong group of guys. You have Frederick Rupert, you have Mike Foppen, Woody Kincaid, who we talked about earlier, Scott Beatty, he's a teammate of Callum Elson, who we saw doing a lot of the pacing work up front, and David Malarkey, all in that group together, running about 65 seconds on the white lights, just under 27 flat. They're going to be in the top right corner of your screen in a second.
So Kai Robinson, is he starting to separate here? Tough to tell, as Singh was just grabbing his side in that classic side stitch spot. So our chase group, so if we could stay with this group for a minute, the German national record holder in the steeple, essentially making his debut here, starting to move away from those 27:30 pace lights. So Rupert, Foppen, Kincaid, and Beatty, David Malarkey right there as well. So that chase group of 5 has some very interesting players, but Kai Robinson, just a metronome at this point. So he's got 2 behind him. You see that group right there. So Mike Foppen from the Netherlands, Kai, he's right in that chase group, looks pretty strong.
The pacer for the second group just stepped off, but that group looking really nice. Mike Foppen has been tucked in second or third this entire time. He's running 65s. What he's chasing down is the Dutch national 10K record. Camille Masse, he's held that since 2002, but Mike Foppen, he's just moved in front of the pit chase back now. He's looking very well set up.
So Foppen currently running in 5th place. Rupert, Woody right there with him. And we've had a change up front. Abdallah to the lead. The pace came back just a little bit, Hayden, and Abdallah jumped on it.
Yeah, you can see where those green lights are at the bottom of their feet. So they were running about 64 point for a while, and they were actually at the front of those lights. And Robinson just kind of lost a step or 2 on the lights. But it seems like it's Maxamed Cabdillaahi who's actually feeling the best, because he went straight to the front, willing to do the work. Ahmed Muhammad now, maybe losing a step, kind of shaking out the arm there, maybe fighting a little bit of a cramp. He's going to have to hold on to this if he wants to stay in position to be at the end of this race. But Maxamed Cabdillaahi doing some really good work up front.
Maybe a sigh of relief for Kai Robinson. So handing the lead back over, because he hasn't really lost a step at all. So back-to-back 65s. Now they're on that 64 train, 64.5. So Hayden, I think what we're seeing now is we're down to 2. So we're inside of 9 laps. And Muhammad looking very smooth, Kai. But Kai Robinson stays right with him in second.
Yeah, we see the front pack working together really nicely, but unfortunately, off the back, we've lost Ahmed Muhammad from Hoken Naz Elite. He looks a little uncomfortable as I see him coming by, and he's got about a 15-meter gap back on the next on that lead pack, and he's in no man's land after that.
And there he is on your picture, trying to hold this gap. But Maxamed Cabdillaahi up front, the German national. He holds the national record in 12:53 in the 5,000 outdoor. Sub-13 guys, you got to take him seriously on this outdoor track, and you can see that strength coming through as it's Cabdillaahi who said, hey, I'm not just here to win the race, I'm here to run something fast. Those green lights, that 27 flat, I want to get there and put myself in a position to do it.
So we're inside of 3,200 meters, and we need to start considering national records in Germany and Australia. So they are on the table here from our top two. Woody Kincaid now leads that chase group as Kai Robinson goes back to the front. You see Bob Liking in his first professional season running for Hoka. So Muhammad almost relinquished the lead there. He and Kai potentially working together, which would be fantastic.
So Kevin, you mentioned national records. Let's talk about those two national records. You got Australia and Germany up front. Australia, that was set right here in 2024 by Jack Rayner, 27:09. So they're going to have to stay pretty close to those lights to make that happen. The German national record is not really under, well, actually, sorry, it is. I'm misreading it. It's 27:21. Dieter Baumann set in 1997, not recent at all. Abdillahi in a really good spot to do that. If he stays anywhere near the lights, he's going to be under that 27:21.
The legend Dieter Baumann, Olympic champion at 5,000 meters. Yeah, that record definitely in jeopardy here tonight.
He's already the national record holder in the 5,000 is Abdillahi with that 12:53. It'd be really nice to add the 10K to his resume as well, and that's certainly what he looks to be trying to do tonight.
There's these moments where it seems that Kai Robinson may be getting away just a bit, but then Muhammad right back on him.
Yeah, they just seem to kind of be trading off, which is actually great for both of these guys, because I think if you said to these guys, hey, I'm going to make you a trade. Are you willing to get second place, but still get your national record? I bet both of these guys say, oh, yes, absolutely, I'm willing to do that. So that's why I think you're seeing them work together, because we love the 10. It's a great race. But winning the 10, it does come with some cash prizes. There's a little bit of cash involved for these gentlemen, but there's a much bigger bonus, I guarantee, in both their contract to set a national record. So these two have a nice incentive here to keep working together and set themselves into the record books in their respective nations.
Inside of 6 laps, I think also there's a legacy piece of that too, right? Having that national record is an intangible, right? It can be taken away, but for the moment, you're the best your country's ever produced. Now you see Rupert, this group has been very productive. So these 5 men right ahead of those pace lights throughout this race. So Kai, that group showing a lot of cohesion as Rupert leads.
Yeah, Kevin, you said it. They've been on those white lights for what feels like an endless amount of laps now. They're running 65s. What I want to point out is I know this race feels decided up front with the 1-2. Don't count out 3 and 4. They're slowly reeling in Singh. Singh has been hurting all race. He's slowly coming back to that pack. And with enough movement, they can even go up and get Muhammad as well.
Yeah, we're going to see some movement here. So Robinson and Muhammad maybe starting to struggle at 8K.
Yeah, Kai, you made a really good point. I think that peloton, if you will, that's been staying a little bit more conservative on the white lights, they are starting to move up. So there they are on your screen right now. You are just missing Singh. There he is, just in their target now. They have been pulling him back little by little, and trust me, that having the visual of having 20 to 30 meters makes such a big difference to say, hey, he's there, and they can see his shoulders, man. They're seeing the wobbly. These guys know what distance running needs to look like, and they go, he is in some pain right now. Let's try to reel him back in.
And our leaders just off of those pace lights, but consistency, the name of the game here.
So remember, it's Robinson who has the harder time to get that national record. 27:09 for him, 27:21 for Abdillahi. So Abdillahi really doing Robinson a favor, trying to keep him in position.
So we're past 22 minutes, 30 seconds, 1,600 meters to go at 22:42.
And I see the OAC assistant Kelsey Quinn screaming into Kai Robinson's ear. She knows what this means for him, trying to urge him on him. He's doing a good job trying to hold on to Abdillahi, but they need to stay close to those lights. Kai does have a pretty good kick, though, so if he can stay close to those lights and find something in the last 400, he can get under that 27:09.
And now it's Kai back to the front. I love the work by these two. Abdillahi steps out, turns it back over to Kai. Can he insert some energy here up front?
So let's give you the positions as we have some lapped runners. You got 1 and 2 up front. That's Robinson in the white top, green bottoms. That's Maxamed Cabdillaahi in second position. The athlete that you see third position on your screen is actually a lap behind. Third position remains Ahmed Mohammed. He's probably 100 meters back off of our leaders, and he's got maybe 80 meters back to fourth place, which is the chase group that you're looking at right now. That's the chase group, fourth place, right ahead of the lights at 27:30.
And Singh, part of that group. Kai Robinson at the front, inside at 1200. There's our Mohammed running in third. You see the chase group about 50 meters back of him. Rupert, Foppen, Singh, Beatty, Woody, Malarkey, 3 to go for that group.
So Mohammed, the athlete in the white top, black bottoms on the top, the Japanese athlete catching a free ride, not dissimilar to what we saw on the previous race. Nothing wrong there, just using somebody who's running a pace that works for you. Mohammed's in third position. The Japanese athlete in the orange is actually a lap down, but doing a really strong job staying on Mohammed. And we heard from Houlihan that really helped her to have an athlete behind her in the late stages of the races. Perhaps it's helping Mohammed too, as you see that chase pack on those white lights about 50 meters behind. He's gonna really try to hold them off to hang on a third, and there are your leaders. Robinson still in position to get under 27:09, but he's going to have a big last 800. Maxamed Cabdillaahi, let's see if he helps him out.
So tough to call right now who looks best. You see Mohammed running in third, and that chase group inching ever so close to him.
Oh, I'll call it, Kevin. Cabdillaahi looks much more relaxed. I think maybe a mile ago, or a mile to go, he made a conscious decision. Hey, I'm within my record. I'm okay. I'm going to try to win this race. I'm going to make Robinson go around me, which Robinson did without hesitation. Cabdillaahi kind of took a half step slower, and Robinson went up front. Now, Cabdillaahi might look better, but Robinson, as you know well, Kevin, and anybody who's watched Kai Robinson, he's got some serious wheels in the last 300 meters of a race. So we'll see how that plays out. That's third place, Ahmed Mohammed, in 13 on his chest, and he's now got about 40 meters to that chase group. Remember, the Japanese athlete is behind, but Rupert continuing to close the gap as there's your leaders up front.
We saw Kai Robinson with a tremendous close in Tokyo in September. He's going to have to put one together here to take the 10, just inside of 26 minutes.
He needs a sub 72. He's still in position. Now, the next thing he's starting to think about is not just that 27:09, but can he be the first Aussie in history to go under sub 27? Cabdillaahi's thinking the same thing. He's in second position, still riding the coattails of Kai Robinson. They have caught back up to the green lights. They get to the front of those green lights, and we're going to see a sub 27 here, Kevin.
I think we're seeing 26-something here. An epic duel to the finish. Kai Robinson, Cabdillaahi battling. We're coming into 150. Tough to call right now. Definitely sub 27 minutes, and it's Kai Robinson in full flight. He's got a step. Is Cabdillaahi got one more move? It's Robinson on the inside. Cabdillaahi battling for the German national record. He's going to get the record and the win here at the 10. Tremendous run and 2 under 27 minutes.
2 national records, 2 sub 27s. The 10 delivers once again. Cabdillaahi, the German national record is now 26:56:58. Kai Robinson, the Aussie record, 26:57:07 for OAC. What tough racing by both those gentlemen as we see Foppen and Kincaid charging in the straight. Woody Kincaid getting out kicked. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Still a strong run for Kincaid, 27:24. That'll put him firmly into the A standard. He'll go out to New York, I'm sure, to run the U.S. Championships in the 10,000. Foppen in third. Mohammed actually fades back to fifth. Ahmed Mohammed of NAZ Elite, 27:22, still gets the A standard. But he's going to be a little disappointed in that as he came out for sub 27. But we're still seeing a lot of guys coming in sub 28.
So Rupert the Steepler ended up in 8th, which shows just the depth on this race. So with Foppen and Kincaid, but the distance between 3rd and 8th, just 4 seconds. Mohammed with 58.3 on the close, wins by nearly a half second.
And that's also a national record for Mike Foppen. That's a new Dutch national record. The record was back in 2002, 27-26. Foppen running under that with 27-20. So 1, 2, 3, all national records.
Once again,
The 10 does not disappoint, and that close was absolutely epic. Unbelievable finish.
58-33 on that last lap. Kevin, I think if you and I went out to the track right now, we're not running 58-33.
No, and we're not closing in 2:02 either. In a 10,000 where, yes, it was tactical, but those guys were on the gas throughout this race. You know, I think we've seen it before, particularly 2 years ago, where they're able to just kind of sit and then rip. This was not a lot of sitting. These guys were pressing to stay on those lights.
Strongman's race for sure. A lot of digging. You watch back that last 3,000, a lot of digging there from Abdillahi and Kai Robinson, and it pays off. World lead for Abdillahi, not just the national record for Germany, but the world lead in 26.56. Dutch national record in third, Aussie national record in second.